Hey everyone, my name is Frank Pampanelli. I go by Frankie, or some of my friends call me Frank the Tank. Don't know why I got that nickname, but that is what I've been called sometimes. I'm also a third semester nursing student. I got one more semester and then I'm done with my RN, hallelujah. But today, I'm not just trying to talk about myself, but I want to talk about something that's rather the most important nursing issue. And that is medical errors, but more specifically, medication administration errors. Medication administration errors. You know what? I got this speech. I'm just going to give you the cold hard facts about it. So, with medication administration errors, it causes 251,000 deaths annually. And this has been the case since 2016. And that number only continues to rise. And now those 251,000 deaths, those are all medical errors that include medication errors, negligence, everything that encompasses medical errors. But the big chunk of medical errors is medication administration errors. Because when you think about it, each person in the hospital, they may be a different race, they may have different beliefs, but one thing that puts them all together is that they take medication. And then some people take only 5 different types of medications. Some people on a med-surg floor that I've seen personally take 25 plus medications. So administering medications and doing it correctly, the 10 steps of identifying and knowing when to give a medication and not to give a medication is very important. Because as a nurse, if you were to make a medication error, you could possibly kill a patient, you could injure them. And then with other nurses as well, when they make these medication errors, 70% of them go unreported. 70%. So you have to think about it. Out of those 251,000 medical errors, about 60% of those are medication administration errors. And of those 60% of medication errors, which is, over 100,000, about 150, 160, 70% of those go unreported. And now you're probably wondering, why do those go unreported? Well, nurses love this thing called their nursing license. It allows them to practice in what state that they live in. So for instance, we're in South Carolina, and we graduate, we'll get our nursing license and be able to practice in hospitals as being a competent nurse. Now, may everyone not be competent, but I can't decide that. But either way, 70% of those go unreported. And when it goes unreported, that means that that patient is suffering longer from the adverse effects of those medications, which, like I said, can lead to death, because those medication errors made up 60%. And so nurses are afraid to call in because once they call in and say that they made a mistake, then of course, it will get fixed, but it will also go to the board. And the patient can decide to file charges of negligence and whatnot against you. And so when it goes to board, you have the possibility of losing your nursing license. And when you lose your nursing license, you can no longer practice in that state. So to be a nurse again, I don't know all the steps for it, but I believe that you would have to go to another state as well to practice. So if there's one thing that you get from this video, please double check your medication administration. And you can, for myself, because I don't know all medications. A lot of people take medications. Get yourself a drug book. Drug books are important. They list all the medications, the therapeutic levels of each, adverse effects, nursing considerations. So just, make sure that they have a good time taking the medication. Not a good time, but that it goes in correctly and nothing's done wrong. So that's a good thing. And if you're ever unsure about a medication, question the doctor, ask another nurse, ask your charge nurse. It is so important. And so what I will be explaining through a skit as well as how I'm going to show you how the medication administration is so important. I am going to play both the nurse and the patient. The patient is going to be a 65-year-old white male that suffered from a syncopal episode or a faint, if you don't know what that is, but that's okay. And he is in the ED with a laceration on his left arm. And so, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the skit. Oh, there you are, Frank. I am Nurse Chadwick. I am the charge nurse in the ED. Oh, that is a lovely group of students you got behind you. Oh, they're from Tri-County? You know what they say about Tri-County. Harvard on the hill, am I right? Alma mater. All right, so for your patient's name is Mr. Waters. He's a 65-year-old Caucasian male. He is allergic to Levaquin. He has an 8-centimeter laceration on his left arm. He has a history of AFib, hypertension, CAD. He suffered from a syncopal episode, fell down, and that's what caused the 8-centimeter laceration on his left arm. His initial vitals on coming in were 136/84, pulse rate of 98, 20 breaths per minute. They were equal, bilaterally, and clear. And he is on room air at 98%. And so here are his meds. Make sure you go over those. And it should be Coumadin, Lipitor, and Norvasc. So if you have any questions or nursing students in the back, just let me know.
All right, guys, we're gonna go into Mr. Waters' room. But before we go in there, I gotta tell you something. We gotta get down low. He's a Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witness get scared very easily. So to come into the room, I want you to do what I'm about to do. So you gotta hunker down low. Just like this. If you stand up, you're frightened. It's no good.
Mr. Waters, this is Nurse Frank.
Hi, Mr. Waters. My name is Frank Tampanelli, and I am going to be your
I'm
host
Mr.
today.
Waters.
So, I heard that you had a syncopal episode,
Uh-huh.
and that you fell, and I'm guessing that's how you got your 8-centimeter laceration.
Yeah, that damn chair was sharp. I told Eileen not to get the middle ones, but she just went and got it.
So, before we start, I want to assess your vital signs.
My vital signs. Isn't that what the government does to keep track of us? I bet you got some kind of probe coming in my arm now. But heck, I'll let you do it anyway. I'm fit as a fiddle. And you're gonna love the sound in my heart. Sounds like rock and roll. Yeah. Can't believe I passed out.
Okay,
Finally.
let me just type that.
Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Dang. How many words per minute was that? Must have been like 160 miles per hour.
On looking at your orders, you also have some meds.
I
And
do.
They are your normal meds that you take at home. You have
Yeah.
Coumadin, Lipitor,
Yep,
and Norvasc.
I do.
Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call real quick.
Oh, take your time, take your time.
Hello, this is Nurse Frank. His labs aren't in yet? They weren't sent to the ED? Would you mind sending them? Oh no, you're too busy? Ah, that's okay. I'll need to look at his labs anyway. These are stuff that he takes at home all the time. All right, no problem. Bye. So,
You don't think those labs are important? Heck, I had a teacher named Miss Johnson. She said labs are always important. But you know what? You're the nurse, I'm the patient, I'll listen to you.
back where I was at, Mr. Waters. So your meds again are Coumadin, Lipitor, and Norvasc. Can you tell me what those are?
Yeah, that Coumadin, that's that blood thinner stuff. It makes my blood nice and thin and lowers my blood pressure, makes it easier on my heart. Now the Lipitor, I got that bad cholesterol because I just love cheeseburgers. And then the Norvasc, that's to help with my blood pressure because you know them cheeseburgers ain't good for you. If I'm a hefty boy, I can handle it. Anyway, do you think I could get a cheeseburger and maybe take this medicine with some milk? Nurse? Hello?
Perfect. Perfect. What would you like to take those with?
I already told you I like to take them with. Don't you pay attention? Hello? Nurse?
To be maintained. Oh, looking at your orders, you are to be maintained on a low salt diet.
Dang.
Low sodium diet, so no hamburgers for you today. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay.
So, since we don't have milk, I will just give you these meds.
I can
I'll watch you
swallow
take
them.
and I'll come
No
back
problem.
to see you.
Here, hand them over. Oh. Yep, I got them all.
Mr. Waters, wake up, wake up.
Oh God, I'm bleeding. Oh God, my arm. Oh, what you doing to me? Oh my God, you idiot.
I'm ready to get a nurse to assist me in here in room 112 in the ED.
Ugh, you better get me a nurse.
All right, relax. Mr.
Oh my
Waters.
gosh.
You'll be fine.
Ugh, no I'm not, I'm bleeding everywhere. I want to get out of here.
This is Nurse Kelly.
Hey, Nurse Kelly.
I'm gonna get his vital signs real quick. You call the doctor.
You better call the doctor and competent
Hello?
nurse making me
Dr.
bleed
Youngwood,
everywhere.
This is Frank Campanelli. I am with Mr. Waters. He is a
Yeah, you can get these vital signs. Just make sure you squeeze the little ball. Here, I got the ball in my pocket. There. God, I got blood all over my arm.
And his Lipitor. His vitals coming in were 136.
I should have just stayed home.
Pulse 98, breath 20, and 98% room air.
I won't be able to get any blood products. I'm a Jehovah's
Vitals
Witness.
I got 30 minutes ago
I don't believe
were
in receiving blood products.
over 79.
So you better make me all better without giving blood.
Respirations 18 and 100% on room air. Just the most recent that I just got about 1 minute
Nurse
ago.
Frank is
His
terrible.
vitals are now at
So stupid.
69, 114,
Oh
17,
my God, my
and
arm.
98% on
My
room
poor
air. And he is
arm.
currently hemorrhaging
Ooh,
out of
that
his
don't
nose,
look good.
arm,
Oh
and just
yeah.
any open surface right now.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Okay, Frank, this is Dr.
You gave me
Youngblood.
too much medicine,
I'm gonna
didn't
take a
you?
look at the labs right now.
You don't know what you're doing as a nurse.
Looking at the lab says INR is 6.3. So giving that Coumadin is not a good idea.
Oh man, this
So
blood
for
ain't
your orders,
stopping.
what I want you to give him is vitamin K, 10 milligrams, sub-Q stat.
Oh.
Okay, Dr. Youngblood, I'm just going to repeat that order to you. Vitamin K, 10 milligrams, sub-Q stat.
I don't
Okay.
like blood. I don't like
Thank you
look at
very
that
much.
blood. No.
All right, and that concludes the skit that just happened. So I want to walk through the skit and I want to tell you the important parts that I hope that you understood. So Mr. Waters was a 65-year-old Jehovah's Witness patient. He suffered from fainting and he got a laceration on his left arm that required stitches. So upon that, now Nurse Frank in the video, he didn't get his labs, but you know what? Nurse Frank thought it was okay not to look at labs. But the medications that Mr. Waters was taking was Coumadin, and let's see, I got them in here, Coumadin, Lipitor, and Norvasc. And with Coumadin, it's a blood thinner. Now, the therapeutic range for Coumadin is 2.0 to 3.0. So before administering that medication, you need to look at labs to make sure that they're within that 2.0 to 3.0. Because the higher their INR is, the less clotting factors and more likely they are to bleed. And they can bleed from open surfaces, they could cut their face and bleed, and Mr. Waters had a 8-centimeter laceration. And another important thing that I hope that you got is that Nurse Frank made the right call. He called the doctor, he called the nurse to help. Not all nurses would have called the doctor. Some nurses are scared that they're going to lose their license. And it's easy to say while watching this, oh yeah, I would definitely call the doctor and other nurses to get help, but until you're put in that situation, you really don't know what you're going to do. So Nurse Frank definitely made the right call. And the vitamin K was necessary because it is the antidote against Coumadin because it brings clotting factors. Vitamin K is what we need to make clotting factors. And you can also get vitamin K from dark green leafy vegetables as well. And a surprising thing, you also get vitamin K from raisins. And so let's say that the bleeding was really bad and he needed a blood transfusion in order to survive. Being a Jehovah's Witness, they are against blood transfusions. So you have to think culturally if they will be able to do certain things, take certain things, or accept certain kinds of treatment. And so that is a perfect example of a medical error that I showed you. And some of the times it can be even stuff that's more common. So there's lots of diabetic patients. If you give them too much insulin, you could kill them. If you don't give them enough insulin, they could go into hyperglycemic, and then if it gets really bad, diabetic ketoacidosis. So medication administration is important. And I also want to stress the importance of checking labs before medication, performing your 10 rites, and another thing I mentioned earlier is this right here. It is a little book, and they update them every year. I just have the 2019 version. It's a pocket drug guidebook. We all have pockets, and you can just boom, stick it in your pocket, and whenever you don't know a medication, which you won't, because I guarantee that you do not know every medication out there. So, use the book as reference, use other nurses as references, use other doctors as references. And as nurses, we just have to double check. You always double check your medication, and always make sure you do the right thing as a nurse. So Nurse Frank did the right thing. And actually a couple disclaimers as well. Jehovah's Witnesses don't get scared very easily. So Nurse Frank crawling in the video, that is just, for comedy. So if you're a Jehovah's Witness and watching this, no offense, it was purely a joke. Jehovah's Witnesses don't get scared like that. Honestly, they're kind of brave. They go door to door to people that they don't know and talk to them. And so by watching this, I hope you become a more cautious nurse. Check your labs, ask friends, and if you have any questions, again, my name is Frank Pampanelli. My school email is fpampane@tctc.edu. And you can answer any questions as well. I will also have references, so if the facts that I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to, read those articles as well, because I got all peer-reviewed articles, they will be at the bottom of this clip, but I can also send you the articles yourself, because if you try to go look at the articles online, you will not get the full documentation. So, I thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and that'll be it for today.